This is one of the designs that I'm most excited about.
Now, we checked out Churn Reporting Services, and their forecast seems to predict that, once again, we have a jump on this market.
Looks like your salute to lace is catching on like wildfire.
But we'll be the first.
Absolutely.
Good. I think we could do with a fuller French power puff and something around the neck.
All right, I'll work on some more sketches.
All right, or you can stay later and we can work on something together.
Certainly.
Now, I think you're going to be very happy with the way this other version turned out.
Ah, yes. Definitely flirtatious.
So we took your idea and extended it. So the skirt also carries the lace. Now it's got this gathered waistline, but it doesn't have any additional bulk.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I think that's about it. I thank you very much.
It's good, isn't it?
It's very good. Possibly our best turnout in years.
Looks like you haven't lost your touch.
Sometimes I find myself wondering if this is going to be the year the old creative juices dry up.
Oh, never. I can't tell you how good it is to see you relax for a change. It's been quite a while, you know.
Yes, for the most part, things have calmed down. Although there is one thing that's still troubling me.
Stephanie?
No, actually, it's Thorne.
Thorne?
He may be leaving Forrester. Somebody's offered him a job.
Who?
I'm not sure. But it must be somebody he trusts and respects because he's considering it.
Caroline, why you? Why did this have to happen to you? Bill, how long have you been standing there?
Just got here. What's the matter, Thorne? You look like you're gonna get ill.
No, I'm fine. What's all this?
Well, I thought by now that you'd be anxious about your move. The announcement, the new responsibilities. I brought some things that I think you're going to find invaluable. Your key. Confidential data that I think you should become acquainted with right away. I have readouts and corporate minutes of Spencer publication over the last year. So, are you ready to announce?
Bill, I'm gonna have to ask you for a little more time. I'm sorry, but there's some things going on that need my attention.
What's so much that you can't take an opportunity of a lifetime?
I'm afraid so. At least not for a while.
Thorne, what is it? I like to feel that we're friends, as much as soon-to-be business associates.
I wish I could tell you.
The family problems?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I hope it's resolved soon. We can't afford to take much time. You know, I was thinking. I haven't seen Caroline in quite a while. How would it be if I arranged a dinner with the three of us? Perhaps tonight. If I could use your phone.
No.
All right, Thorne, what's going on? You haven't acted at all like yourself today. Something happened between you and Caroline?
Hello, I'm Joan Anderson.
I'm Brooke Logan. I spoke to you on the phone. This is my friend I told you about.
Hi, I'm Joan. Would you like to tell me your name?
Caroline.
Good. Come on in.
the bold, and the beautiful. This portion sponsored by Snuggle Fabric Softener. Snuggly softness that's really less expensive.
Well, Caroline, since you and I haven't talked before, I'd like to tell you a little bit about our program here. If you have any questions, or if I'm not making myself clear, please ask. I like to keep things very informal. I assume you heard about us through the policewoman who talked to you last night.
She's the one who gave us your card.
Good. Why don't we sit down? Now let me tell you about the Rape Response Center. We're funded by the state, but most of us are volunteers. I myself am a school teacher, 6th grade. I counsel here about 8 hours a week.
I assumed that you were all professional counselors.
We can't afford the PhDs it would take to take care of all the victims that we see. But I do have a degree in psychology, and we are all very carefully trained. I know it may be hard for you to believe at a time like this, but you're not alone. What you're feeling is shared by millions of women.
Have you ever been raped?
Most of the counselors here have not personally been raped. Some of them are men. But to answer your question, yes, I have. I want you to understand, Caroline, that there are lots of people who understand the shock and the shame and the guilt a woman who's been raped experiences. I'll bet your friend Brooke here is one of them.
I just don't know how to help her. That's why I called you.
Well, we try to help in a variety of ways. None of them very complicated or mysterious.
What do you do?
To put it simply, we try to help a woman understand that though she's been a victim, she doesn't need to remain a victim the rest of her life.
How do you do that?
By helping her to express her feelings about what's happened. And by letting her know that those feelings, no matter how hateful, are normal and part of the healing process. And then by being supportive.
You aren't going to try to get me to go to court?
We recommend you cooperate with the authorities, but we don't insist. I think as you begin to feel better, you're going to want to cooperate, but that's your choice. Just like coming here is your choice.
How many times would I have to come here?
Again, that's your choice. As a rule, I would say no more than 10, including today. Sometimes less.
Do you have to tell anyone?
What we discuss, Caroline, is between you and me and your friend Brooke. We don't discuss your case with anyone, not even the police, unless you want us to.
No, I don't. I don't want anyone to know.
Then they won't. Not from us, anyway. Caroline, why don't you tell me what your life was like before this happened?
Well, I was a virgin. I guess I was saving myself for my husband. Seems like a cruel joke now, doesn't it?
I don't understand. Thorne hasn't offered to leave Forrester?
Apparently.
Well, why am I just finding out about this?
Stephanie, I haven't known about it that long myself.
But Ridge knows.
Yes.
Does he have any idea what this is all about?
None of us do.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, of all the children, Thorne is the one with the strongest sense of family. He wouldn't be leaving Forrester's without a really strong provocation. There's something else going on. Something that we don't know about, or something we haven't thought about.
Whatever is going on, Thorne is giving this offer some very serious consideration. I think what bothers me is that he didn't come to me with it. I had to learn about it from Ridge.
I don't understand why he would go to Ridge.
He didn't. Apparently, Ridge got wind of it and confronted him.
Did he tell him who made the job offer?
No.
Do we have any idea what sort of a job they're talking about?
Thorne is keeping this all very quiet.
But why?
All he would tell me is that he has his reasons. He did say that it's not a job in the fashion industry.
It's not in the industry?
No. And the offer comes from somebody we know.
The question is why? Why would he leave Forrester? Maybe it does have something to do with Ridge.
That was my thought.
I mean, they've always been so competitive. Ridge doesn't frighten him. He intimidates him sometimes. But I mean, really, Thorne can hold his own. No, I think it's got to be something else.
I'm telling you, Stephanie, I'm at the end of my rope. If there's anything you can find out.
Well, you don't know how much that pleases me to hear you say that. It's been a long time since we've been on the same side of an altercation in this family.
I think it'd be a big mistake for Thorne. He's built something for himself here at Forrester. He has too fine a reputation to even think about leaving.
Let me see what I can do.
Did something happen between you and Caroline?
Of course not. I didn't mean to jump on you about the phone call. It's just that I talked to her earlier this morning. She's very involved in some new project. It seems it's the first time her boss has left her totally alone on something, and she's determined to make good. So she doesn't figure on coming up for air for at least a couple of days.
Well, it's good news.
Yeah, terrific for Caroline. Apparently, Chuck Garner's really impressed with her work.
Well, I'm glad.
I guess both of us will have to put off calling her for a couple of days.
I suppose so.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Mother.
Bill, well, this is a surprise.
Hello, Steph.
What brings you here?
Well, I just stopped by to see Thorne. I'm sorry that we won't be able to have dinner this week, but perhaps when Caroline's schedule is less hectic. Stephanie, it was nice seeing you.
Bill? What was that all about?
He just stopped by to invite me to dinner.
Yes, I heard. With Caroline?
Yeah, and some friends. But it turns out that Caroline's involved in some project and won't work out.
Too bad.
Oh, well, some other time.
Your father has told me about your leaving Forrester. He's very upset.
Yes, I know, Mother.
Frankly, I don't understand. You've always been very happy here. Has something happened?
No, it's nothing like that.
Is it something between you and your brother?
Ridge has nothing to do with this.
Then why?
I got a very interesting offer, Mother. From a company where it's virtually assured that I will be taking over in a very short time. I don't kid myself, Mother. Ridge is the heir apparent at Forrester. He'll always be in the forefront.
Thorne, there's room for both of you.
It's really not the point anymore. Look, I haven't even made a final decision yet. When there's something to tell, you and Dad will be the first to know. Now I have to run. I have a budget meeting upstairs in a few minutes. Can we talk later?
Good Lord, is it possible that Bill Spencer is trying to hire him?
Well, Caroline, from what you've said, with the exception of the loss of your mother and the disruption of your wedding plans a few months ago, you've been very fortunate. You come from a loving family. You've been very well taken care of. You've had a reasonably happy life.
Yes. Until now. I don't understand. What does that have to do with it?
Quite a bit. The kind of life Caroline has led up until now has enormous impact on how she's able to handle this crisis. Caroline, I realize how traumatic this has been for you. But what's critical is now, and how you deal with putting your life back together.
Would you explain that, please?
Very soon, the functions of everyday life are going to begin to take over, and Caroline will appear to get better. But unless you take care of your feelings now, the trauma of the rape is going to stay with you. That's what we call rape trauma syndrome. It's a $10 phrase for the residual effects of what it is that you've gone through. The better the quality of life you led before the rape, the faster you'll get back to normal, if you cope with your feelings now.
How do I do that?
Tell me about the rape. Now, I don't want to know the details. I just want to know how you feel about it.
I feel really stupid.
Why?
Because I let him walk me home and I let him force his way into my apartment like that.
This happened in your apartment?
Yes.
Well, that makes it doubly hard. Where are you staying now?
Brooke.
Good. Is that a problem for you?
Not at all. She can stay with me as long as she wants to.
That's very helpful. Now let's talk about this guilt you feel.
I don't feel guilt. I feel naive and stupid for letting this happen to me.
That's guilt. Every woman who's gone through what you've gone through feels it at one time or another. It's such an overpowering feeling that it prevents you from seeing that you're not responsible for making this man what he is. And just as important, you are not responsible for what he did.
Ah, well, I should have known better.
You can't go around looking at every man as though he's an animal. You did not lure him or give him the incentive.
But I gave him the opportunity by letting him walk me home.
He took the opportunity, Caroline. Allowing someone to perform the common courtesy of walking you home is not an invitation to violence.
We all know that it's not right to let a complete stranger walk you home, but what if he acts so friendly? What can you do?
We always have to use discretion and judgment. But this man was not a complete stranger to Caroline. She met him and talked to him. But Caroline's lack of judgment did not provoke or encourage the act of violence that followed. You did not cause the rape. The forces that caused it were built into that man long ago. Perhaps by an unloving, weak father or mother whom he grew to resent.
How do I face my friends and my family?
You will when you're ready. And you'll be ready when you recognize you have nothing to be ashamed of. Let me ask you something. Would you feel ashamed if someone came up to you on the street and for absolutely no reason started beating you over the head?
No.
What would you feel?
I'd be angry.
Well, rape is an even more violent act, with obviously more personal and intimate overtones. Now, couldn't you direct your anger at the man who did this to you instead of taking it out on yourself?
I don't know.
Well, you will. Time, your friends, and if you'll let us, we will help you do that.
Hello.
Thorne, it's Bill Spencer.
Bill, what can I do for you?
It's what I can do for you. Have you seen the paper today?
No, but I have it right here.
Turn to page 8 in the society section.
Why?
Just do it. Look at it. Your brother's making it very easy for us. Very easy. You and Caroline are as good as married.
Join us tomorrow for The Bold and the Beautiful.